Burnout. It isn't a result of working hard. Oh, no, honey. Girl, it's a result of trying to be everything to everybody. So, if you're a woman who's juggling work, family, and personal time, all while feeling like you're constantly falling short, and not to mention falling apart. If you're feeling stretched too thin and wondering how you can keep it together, keep it together, keep it together, well, you're in the right place. So pull up a chair and let's have a conversation on purpose. Welcome to Time to Win podcast, where healing and growth collide with purpose, and you get to heal, grow, and prosper. I'm your host, RJ Jackson. Join me as we take a graceful 90-degree turn from stress and struggling to purpose and prosperity. As a professional impact speaker and mindset coach, I'm here to show you the way out of secretly suffering in silence and help you get back on the path of prosperity. Because I firmly believe that you were born to prosper. So if you're ready, let's make that shift. It's time to win, my friend. So let's go fight win. Hey, champion, it's me, your girl, RJ Jackson, the Courage Giver. Welcome and welcome back to another episode of Time to Win podcast. I'm so excited that you've joined us here in the locker room of life. You know what we're going to do? What we do all the time. So if this is your first time, let me just kind of break it down to you what we do in about 17 minutes. We focus on you and what you're going through. And then we give you winning boss moves to make to break free from whatever it is you're going through. Because we believe here on Time to Win podcast that you were born to win. And whatever it is you're going through, we already know. And we know from experience, you're going to get through what you're going through. And it's going to make you better. If you choose not to let it make you bitter. So, welcome to the Time to Win podcast family. Just excited about each and every one of you being here. So, here's what we do in 17 minutes. We dive in deep into topics that resonate deeply with us as women. We talk about the struggle because we understand the fact that the struggle is real. And regardless of what the struggle is, as women, it's important for us to have each other's back. It's important for us to understand we complete each other. We don't compete with each other. We celebrate each other, not cause chaos for one another. And so here on Time to Win podcast, we give you the winning boss move strategies to make that happen. So we're going to dive in deep. And today we're going to talk about the struggle to balance the demands of work, family, and yes, girl, personal time. AKA self-care, right? Regardless of what that looks like or how you look at it, what you call it, we gonna talk about it. Finding what most people know as work-life balance. Okay, don't consider me most because I don't look at it as work-life balance. I like to consider it work-life contentment. Why? I'm glad you asked. Well, it's because if we keep it real, which is what we like to do here on Time to Win podcast, there's no such thing as perfect balance. Really, it's just about prioritizing what's most important. It's about having a priority mindset that helps us focus on what matters most. So let's talk about what's really going on. Let's talk about you working those long hours and then trying to be the best on your job, all while being present for your family, especially if you have a remote job. Let's talk about how to keep on top of that. And let's talk about squeezing in some personal time, whether it's for self-care, a hobby, or, girl, a well-deserved moment of peace, a peace of mind. I know, that sounds good, right? Yes, when is the last time you took time to have a moment of peace of mind? Been a while, huh? Okay, we're going to change some things here today. We're going to do a little shifting because at the end of the day, it's not about it never being enough time because it always seems like it's never enough time, right? And because of that, you and I constantly find ourselves rushing. And no matter how much time we have, it always feels like something is falling apart or something fell through the crack or we missed something because we're rushing. And at the end of rushing, we feel exhausted from this never ending things to do list. You think about how much you've missed out. You're like, man, I didn't get to go to that bridal shower or that baby dedication because you're at work and you're at home and then you find yourself sacrificing your personal time just to keep up with all the demands at work and at home. But the real struggle isn't just about managing time. It's really about how all of this makes you feel. Because there's that guilt of not being able to give 100% to everything and everyone all at the same time. There's a frustration of feeling like you're always running on empty, yet never quite getting everything done. And then there's the fear. The fear that you're missing out on your own life, on the things that make you happy, on the dreams that you once had. You know, the ones you put on the shelf and never went back to get them. Never even took time to go blow the dust off of them. And now in your heart and your mind, you can hardly find them because you're so busy taking care of everyone else that you neglect your own well-being. On top of that, you're feeling overwhelmed by the pressure to be perfect. Just gotta get it right every single time. And then because of that, you're overthinking it and you're doing the same task over and over and over again, wondering, where did the time go? Man, why is it that I never have enough time? Perhaps, like so many women, you think you should be able to handle it all without breaking a sweat. After all, you're too cute for that, right? Yes, girl, you are. But the truth of the matter is, you can't do it all. And because you feel like you should be able to handle it all without breaking a sweat, you find yourself questioning if you're doing enough. And even worse, if you are enough. Can I help you with that? No one, not even you, my friend. No one deserves to live like that. Constantly feeling pushed into a million directions, yet feeling like you're not truly present in any of them. We weren't meant to sacrifice our joy and well-being in the name of productivity. And it's time. It's time to win. And the way we win is taking time to rethink how we're approaching this idea of balance and start making room for what really matters. After all, there's no such thing as perfect balance, but there is a such thing as contentment. And that, my friend, is why I say work-life contentment. Being content where you are, where your feet are planted. Listen, I know, because I've been there too. I felt the strain of trying to juggle all the responsibilities. I I've experienced the guilt of feeling like I'm not doing enough. I should be with my kids or I should be doing this project when I really wanted to be sleeping. I've been there. But here's the truth. You and I can create a life that feels fulfilling and balanced, where we are content, not by doing more, but by doing what truly matters. And I'm here. I'm here to share my experience and guide you through practical, actionable steps to help you regain control of your time and your energy, reignite the flame so you can finish what you started and start living the life you desire and wait, hold up. Yes, you deserve. And please don't tell me you don't deserve it, because yes, you do. You deserve it. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be fulfilled. You deserve to have peace of mind. You deserve it. So, with that in mind, let's talk about some of these fresh strategies, some of these boss moves, because it's time to take action and it's time to make the boss moves that will help you reignite the passion for life. Are you ready to dive in? You got your pen and your paper, your notes on your iPhone? Are you ready to write down practical steps that you can take starting today to move the needle and to find peace of mind? Awesome. Let's dive in. Number 1, set boundaries and prioritize. You've heard it said before, protect your peace. And the way we protect our peace is by setting boundaries and prioritizing. So how do we do it? I'm not here to tell you what to do. I want to share with you how to take the steps. Take some of the pressure off of yourself so you can take the steps. So here's how to set boundaries and prioritize. First, we must understand that establishing clear boundaries is about deciding when you're on and when you're off. For instance, if your workday ends at 6 p.m., make sure it's a rule to stop checking your work emails and focus on your family or personal time. Make sure you're shutting it down so that you'll know what is next. And it's important to communicate those boundaries with your colleagues and your family. So whether you're at home or at work, communicate your boundaries with those in your immediate circle. This way, everybody is on the same page. So your boss knows when your time is up, you got to get to your family. I remember a time I was at work and my boss wanted to talk to me, and it was close to yabba dabba doo quitting time. And I was like, I got to go pick up my son. So if this conversation is going to last over this amount of time, we can't have it because I have to go pick up my son. And if I'm 5 minutes late, they charge me. So is that going to work for you? Because I was serious. I wasn't going to pay. I'm there and I get paid to work a certain of hours. And yes, I want to give my best. I want to give more, but I have to understand I can't give all and be all to everyone. And in case no one's told you today, let me be the first one to say, and neither can you. I hate to break the bad news to you, but at the end of the day, it becomes the best news you've ever heard when you receive it and you apply it to your life to set boundaries and prioritize. You prioritize by what matters most in the time frame in which you're working in. Okay, so let me give you another example. If you're constantly working late into the night, start by setting a cutoff time for work-related activities. Say to yourself, after 6 p.m., this is my time. And my time is dedicated to unwinding. It's dedicated to spending time with my loved ones or pursuing personal interests. It might be tough at first, but your well-being will thank you for it later. Start small because those small steps will make a big difference. As women, we often feel like we have to have it all together. And because of that, people around us, they tend to step back and let us have it all together. Well, at least look like and act like we got it all together. But this leaves us feeling overworked, unappreciated, and sometimes even angry. So understand this: setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out, it's about protecting your peace and prioritizing your needs. After all, you are your main need meter. Everyone else is just your assistant. So don't depend on other people to meet your needs. It's your responsibility first and foremost. Okay, I know I took a lot of time on that one, but that's where it starts. Setting keeping the main thing, setting the boundaries and prioritizing what matters most. And keep in mind, you can only have one thing in the number one space at a time. And that's what prioritizing is all about. What's most important, first and foremost. Okay, I think you got it, right? I know you do. So let's move on to number 2. A boss move that we make to have work-life contentment. Why? Because there's no such thing as perfect balance, which I think most of us try to strive for. And that's why we find ourselves feeling defeated. So, number 2 boss move that we can make is to design our ideal week. What do I mean by that? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to tell you what I mean. I'm also going to tell you how to do it. What I mean by ideal week is, what does it look like for you? What do you want to do this week? What do you have to do? What are you going to do? What's important for you to do? Because although they may sound the same, they are different. You may not want to get up at 6 o'clock, but you may need to get up at 6 o'clock to get ready. So you want to look at all of those areas. What do I need to do? What do I want to do? What do I have to do? What's important for me to do? And from there, you want to design, well, what does that look like for you? And in order to do that, you have to sit down with your planner or your digital calendar, and you have to map out your week. And here's how you start. You start by blocking out time for your non-negotiables, like work, and of course, your family commitments. You write those in on your calendar because they can't be changed. It is what it is. This is where you have to be. This is what you have to do, including things such as what time you have to get up so that you can feel fresh when you leave. You won't feel groggy and tired and cranky, right? So you put that on your calendar, and from there, you carve out time for yourself. Wait, did I just say carve out time for yourself? I did. I said it. I'm in it, and I'm here to represent it. Carve out time for yourself, regardless of what that looks like. For exercise, for hobby, for just some quiet time to read a good book, make sure your schedule reflects your priority of taking care of you. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So don't forget to include moments of rest. Take care of you, my sister. It's important. And without the guilt. So let me give you an example. If you want to assure that you have time for everything important to do, try something like this. Schedule your work hours, block out time for your family, for example, dinner, family meetings, things as such. And then make sure you're putting in personal hobbies and even some downtime. Rest is important. And sometimes we're so busy, the moment we lay our head down, we're gone. We don't want to live like that. We want to rest and reset our brain throughout the day. So make sure you put downtime on your calendar. Designing your ideal week is empowering. Let me tell you why. It allows you to take control of your time. I know as women, we often feel guilty about setting time aside for ourselves, but it's important. You gotta remember that self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. And when we want to show up and be our best and do our best without taking time out to rest and fill our cups and own well-being, then it's hard to fully show up for other people. Design the week and include yourself. in the most important part of the day. You deserve it. I'm going to say that for the people in the back. You deserve to be on the calendar. Is this helpful? I know it's information we already know, but we really just need to be reminded. And for some of you, you want someone to give you permission. You want somebody to give you permission to balance and prioritize. You want someone to give you permission to design your week. Okay, I get it. And here you go. You got it. Permission granted. Now, before you run off and go about doing step 1 or 2, let me finish by giving you boss move number 3. And then I want you to tell me which one resonates with you the most. Deal? Okay, awesome. Number 3, delegate and share responsibilities. Girl, look at your plate. Look at everything on your plate. It's overflowing. You have gone to the buffet of work and life and you have piled your plate to the top. You have started telling people, oh, I can help you with that. Oh, I'll do that for you. Oh, I'll take care of that. Oh, I got your back, girl. When your back is already up against the wall, it's time to look at your plate and take responsibility for everything that's on it. And then identify things that don't belong to you and give them back. Give them back to the person they belong. It doesn't matter if it's at work or at home. It's important for us as women to learn how to share the load with others. At home, this might mean assigning a chore to someone in your family, having somebody else set the table, having somebody else cook dinner once a week, having somebody else wash the dishes, and even wash the clothes. There's nothing wrong with your children washing clothes. And girl, please, don't be talking about they're going to break your machine. Teach them how to use it properly. Remember this, there was a time you didn't know how to use it, and you bought it. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to be in your business. I promise you I'm not. I'm trying to help you get through what you're going through with peace of mind and without the guilt. So you can find the time to go back and get your dreams off the shelf and live your dream. That's what I want to see you do because I want to see you win. And I know it's impossible to be everything to everybody and to continue to put things on your plate and say, oh, one day I'm going to do X, Y, Z. So let's look at how we can clean your plate. If you're overwhelmed with household duties, create a chore list and involve your family. Ask your husband to go grocery shopping. RJ, no, girl, you don't know my husband. I don't. But sometimes you don't know what he's capable of doing because you won't give him a chance. And I don't mean one time. I mean give him a chance to get it right. And not that it's really wrong. It's just not right according to your standards. And maybe sometimes let me get out to business because I was about to say sometimes you just might want to consider that your way isn't the only way. Oh, I'm in your business. Jay, stop it. Okay. All right. My bad. I apologize. No, I don't. Seriously. Sometimes we are the main reason why we can't accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. We're in the way. We're in the way of other people being their best because we won't give them the chance to be their best. We won't let them learn. We think we got it all. We know it all. We can do it all. Ooh, I'm tired just from what we think. Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of being the one at work that says, I could do it. I got that. Oh yeah, girl, no problem. Aren't you ready to free up your time for more important responsibilities or simply to do less? Because truly, less is more. If this is you and this is where you're really struggling, I have to tell you the truth. You're not alone. As women, many of us are used to doing everything ourselves because we feel responsible for it all. We have to have it a certain way. I promise you, delegation is powerful. It's not about passing the buck. It's about realizing that you don't have to carry the load on your shoulders. When we delegate, we create space for others to contribute to our well-being. And we also create space for us to contribute in a more positive way to other people's well-being. We're not the ones always focused on the task, but we understand that people matter. The dishes will always be there. Will your loved ones? My friend, you deserve to live where you feel fulfilled and at peace. It's time. It's time to stop letting the demands of life dictate your happiness. Instead, take time to take charge and create the life that aligns with your values and priorities. As you move forward by making one boss move at a time, remember this: you don't have to be everything to everyone. Just be true to yourself and what matters most to you, and everything else will fall into place. Are you ready? Are you ready to take the first step and make the boss move that matters most to you right now? Well, here's what you can do. Set clear boundaries and prioritize your time. Protect your peace by deciding when you're on, and when you're off, you're off. Design your ideal week. Plan your week around your priorities, ensuring that you have time for work, family, and yes, yourself. And finally, delegate and share responsibilities. Lighten up by lightening the load by involving everyone in your tasks and responsibilities. You don't have to juggle everything. Instead, you can balance your life with ease and find contentment and joy in the journey. Now that you're equipped with these fresh strategies, it's time to put them into action. Remember, you deserve to live a life of contentment and joy, where you feel in control and fulfilled. We love to support you on the journey, and we invite you to join other like-minded, like-valued women just like you on our 90-day Boss Move Bliss. It's starting September 1st, where we will spend 90 intentional days on a transformational journey designed to help you finish this year strong and step into the life you've always wanted without being overwhelmed and without the guilt. And I can't say this enough. You deserve to be in the room with people who care to see you win. Check out the link in the bio, and trust me when I tell you, the doors are closing soon. So you want to get in, my friend. You want to get in. And don't forget, if you've enjoyed today's podcast, please share it with a friend who could use some encouragement. Stay connected, stay encouraged, and let's continue the journey together. I'm RJ Jackson, your mindset coach, helping you go from dream to driven and showing you the way to life, work, contentment. I can't wait to see you reignite your flame and create the life you deserve. Well, I'm not tired, but my time has expired. But right before you go, I really want you to know how much I appreciate you meeting us at the table. And I want you to know this opportunity for us to have this intentional conversation on purpose is brought to you in part by That Mentalist Guy, Steve Sanders. For a magical moment, check out That Mentalist Guy, Steve Sanders.
Step into the extraordinary with That Mentalist Guy, Steve Sanders. Unveiling the mysteries of the mind, Steve is your go-to professional mentalist magician and master of ceremonies. Memorable, fun, and truly intriguing, That Mentalist Guy brings unparalleled skill to every performance. For an experience that defies expectation and leaves you in awe, contact Steve at thatmentalistguy.net. Thatmentalistguy.net. That's thatmentalistguy.net for an unforgettable journey into the extraordinary. That Mentalist Guy awaits to mesmerize you.
Thank you for listening to Time to Win. I recognize that you appreciate the value provided in today's episode, and for your gratitude, I'm giving you a Time to Win VIP listener badge. So head on over to timetowinpodcast.com. That's timetowinpodcast.com and claim your badge and gain immediate VIP access to more of our next level resources and opportunities, including details on the huddle, a table for 10, the Cure Circle, and the Cure Retreat. Because you've enjoyed today's session, you can also express your gratitude by rating, reviewing, and returning next week with a friend. Oh, by the way, be sure to screenshot today's episode and share it in your Instagram and Facebook story or on your favorite social media platform. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week in the locker room of life, here on Time to Win. And remember, the best time to win is now.